Celebration. I'm just doing my thing, y'all. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my celebration. My name is Karrin Mayfield Felton, and I'm here doing what I do. It has been 1 year since I have launched and started Feet Planted LLC. And with the help of my tribe and the Lord, I put it all together and I'm doing my thing. That's the music that you hear playing in the background. So thank you so much for joining me. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna celebrate, and we are going to learn a few things this evening. So again, if you don't know who I am, my name is Karrin Mayfield Felton, and I am the owner of Feet Planted LLC. Today is a wonderful day, and I could not let it go by without celebrating. Not just myself, but the help, the followers, is giving thanks to the Lord and acknowledging that it's been a year. And it's also National STEM Day. So we're going to acknowledge STEM and talk about a few things, but more importantly, I need to acknowledge a few folks when we get started. So, first and foremost, we're not going to be here all night. I got to get up and go to work in the morning, and most of you do as well. So, we're going to cover a few points, and we're going to talk about a few things. We're going to laugh. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have for me. So, if you don't know, we are live on no, not TikTok. We're live on Twitch. We are live on YouTube, and we are live on Instagram. Hello, 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 hello. How y'all doing? All right. So without further ado, let's get started. If you have never heard of Feet Planted LLC, again, my name is Karrin Mayfield Felton, and I am a STEM professional. I have over 20 plus years of experience, and I started Feet Planted LLC so that I can inspire, motivate, and encourage students and early career professionals to excel in STEM and in life. I have a journey of where I have failed, I have triumphed, I have worked for corporate, I've worked for public, private industry in a variety of roles, from an individual contributor to management. I have seen a lot and I have experienced a lot. And part of it is I want to make sure that you have the tools and tips that you need in order to be successful. So that's what Feet Planted is about. Before we go any further, I have to let y'all know that I got the best support, money, and friendship combined. So what you can't see and who you can't see is I've got my friend here, my little sister, we call her a little bit. Her name is Jocelyn E. Coleman. She is my moderator for today and my beautiful tech support. She doesn't want to come on camera, but I'm going to be talking to her while we do this live because she's right here. So you might hear her snicker, or you could even see her roll her eyes at me if I say something crazy. But that is completely all right. So let's get a couple things out of the way. No one ever decides to be an entrepreneur and not have any help. So I work a full-time job, praise the Lord, and I do Feet Planted, and I have an amazing front row. And so we're going to talk about that front row a little later, but what I call my front row are people that are there to encourage, criticize, and keep me grounded. And first and foremost, I can't do any of this without the support of my amazing husband. His name is Alphonse Fonzo Felton, and he's just my partner in life and in partnership with everything that I do. I have to let you all know, when you see my channels or you see me post a video on YouTube and you hear a beat and you hear multiple beats, I've put his link in my comment section and description sections before. He is a beat master. He actually curates all of those beats in the basement, and he is very, very talented. So I got to give him a shout out. I love you. Thank you. I also have friends that have other businesses. That's another thing we're going to get to a little bit later, is entrepreneurship. You can start a business, work a full-time job. There are some things that you need to stay motivated. So in my post earlier today, I said I'm going to give some tea about how to stay motivated because it's hard. I want to acknowledge my sister, Kenya Adams. She is the owner of My God is Apparel, and she and I are friends, but she owns her own business. I see you on here. Thank you. I also see DJ Aaron. I see C Dog, Cardell. They're also my front row partners in life as well as in ministry. But I want to make sure that I give her a shout out because she has her own business as well. I said DJ Aaron, he's a DJ. If you need a DJ and y'all on Instagram, ask DJ Aaron to host your next event. But for real though, it's not easy to do what we do. It may look easy and it may be super cool to say that you're a business owner, but let me tell you, it's a lot of work and a lot of sacrifice. So big ups to all of my entrepreneurs out there who are working, and I don't want to call it hustling because that connotation is, oh, we're not hustlers. We are working with a purpose. We're sacrificing and we're giving of our time and our talents in order to serve and better our community. All right. So let me just leave that right there. Okay. So like I said, I'm not going to have you all here all night. This is a celebration. This is actually going to be a little bit of fun. If you have questions about Feet Planted LLC or for me, please put them in the chat and I will answer your questions 100% with authenticity before we get off of this live. Okay, so let's start with National STEM Day. All right, so National STEM Day occurs every November 8th, and it's Innovate, as in INNOVATE, November 8th, Innovate. I thought that was cool. And that's why I launched it, is because I want to be innovative. I want to do something new. Y'all, we have been sequestered. We've been bottled up for the last 2 years in this pandemic. And I thought it was fitting to launch a business that is STEM based, science, technology, engineering, and math on National STEM Day. It's an initiative where companies, schools, teachers, students all over the world acknowledge and actually do activities to support STEM, home stuff, school stuff, little kits, all sorts of things. So if you're not familiar, go Google it. And if you're interested, then I definitely encourage you to reach out to your local school or organization and learn more about National STEM Day. One of the other things that's important about National STEM Day for moi is that part of my mission, part of my passion is for encouraging young girls to pursue STEM. About 42% of young girls before they get to high school decide that they can't do science and math. They actually are interested, and then somewhere between that 6th to 8th grade, they kind of just fizzle out. So a part of what Feet Planted is about, ladies, if you are out there, my young sisters, is to help bolster your confidence, to let you know that you can do hard things, to include being a scientist, engineer, doing math, all that fun stuff. Okay, so that is just one of the few things that I care about. Okay, so let's get on to more of the celebration. Who am I? I want to peel that onion back a bit. So if you don't know who I am or anything about me, I need you to understand that I am the product of educators. I remember going to school and just being led and encouraged to achieve and to do more. I was a little competitive, and one of those areas of curiosity led me to be interested in science and mathematics. And so the story that I tell that I'm often asked is why? Like, what was it about science that interested you? And here is the story. I had a chemistry teacher who took a dirty penny, put it in a cup of Pepsi at the beginning of class, and at the end of class took that penny out, and it was clean as if it came off the shop room floor, bright and pretty. And I wanted to know, why did soda clean a dirty penny? First of all, it made me not want to consumed soda for a while. But my point is that she made science come alive. So if you've ever been in a class, if you've ever been anywhere and someone is talking about a topic and you just are there listening and it's boring. And at the end of the day, if you're a student, you know you've got to get a passing grade, but the information doesn't resonate with you. This chemistry teacher, Mrs. Watson, wherever you are, thank you so much. She actually made science cool. She made learning about equations and reactions fun. And that is the model that I remember. And so ever since then, I've been wanting to know more about chemistry and just how I can use it. And so I ultimately became a chemical engineer, and I worked in industry and did all sorts of jobs and fun stuff. And so here I am. So that is my story. That is my journey. And that's kind of why I'm here, because I want to make it fun for folks to learn as well. And if you're out there, parents, and you're interested in having me talk to your child or to your school, I can definitely tell you my story and talk to you about some of the things that really interested me in my journey. Okay, so we have talked about my story. If you're just joining me, I'm Karrin Mayfield Felton with Feet Planted LLC. This is my anniversary. I'm watching the time. And now I just want to pause. I got to take a sip because I've been talking. I'm using my chemistry cup. Mouth is getting dry. And I want to see if we have any questions. So I'm going to look over here to my handy dandy trusted little bit assistant and see if there's anything in the chat, any questions, anything.
No questions. You got a lot of support.
Awesome. So that's real talk. Okay, let's get to the board of directors. I'm going to skip ahead of some stuff because I think it's important. One of the topics that I put in my social media post is how to stay motivated. I said I was going to give you some tea on how to stay motivated. Look here, folks. One of the ways to stay motivated is to have people that ride for you, folks that understand your vision, that understand who you are, and are able to give you support when you need it. I talked about that in the beginning, and if you don't own a side business, or if you've done more than two things at one time, you know how hard it is. So support is really, really, really important because it's lonely. It's lonely out here when you work a 9 to 5 and you are curating a platform, doing branding. I know Kenya talked about this with her business. It's it is lonely, and sometimes you just need folks to say, "I see you. I see what you're doing, and I'm here for you." You don't even have to be an engineer or be in the STEM field, but if you know me and you support me, I just want to say thank you. And that is part of the T, is making sure that when you step out to do something, and that something could be apply for college, that something could be apply for an internship, a job, you need to be able to have support that's going to encourage you beyond that moment, tell you truth when you don't want to hear it. So not all of my supporters tell me truth, and that's okay. Some of them are just like, "Hey, I see what you're doing, high five, I think you're doing great." You always have to have that person that says, let me talk to you about something real quick. I need to give you some feedback, or I need to put something in your ear that's going to help you and encourage you. May not like it. And so if you're out there and you don't have anybody that is correcting or critically giving you some things to think about, if you only have yes men and women in your life, I'm going to tell you right now, you need to stop. You need to find yourself you need to empty your seat on your board of directors and start interviewing for somebody that's going to give you some real hard, not so good feedback. It's humbling, but it builds character. It gives you fortitude. It allows you to look at yourself in a different light. Not everything that I do is right. Not everything that I post is funny. I'm not trying to entertain you. Who you're seeing right now is real. This is Karrin Mayfield Felton. I'm not putting on any ads for anybody. You get 100% me most of the time, except for work. Sometimes I have to not let the real me out because they don't pay me for the real me. They pay me, for the brain up here. But to be honest with you, um, you need that. You need to have someone that's going to allow you to be you, but also be um, in your trust corner, somebody that you can depend on and rely on. Okay, I think I drove that point. I think I nailed the head on that.
We have a question.
Oh yes, question. Hey there.
Do you have any tips for students who want to give up on school, or tips for young people who don't even know how to start?
Okay, let me deal with that first part. Thanks, Feltip. Um, Tips for students who want to give up on school. So I actually did a video on this, and it's kind of a an interesting topic. Not school. So when we say school, there's grade school, high school. Some kids hate school. So there are a group of students who are, as soon as they get out of high school, they done. They're not going to any school. They're not going to do any training. They're just doing it because mama and daddy told them to. And the tip, honestly, is that everybody is created differently. What causes me to rise up in my seat when I get information is not going to be the same for you. So what I would say is, in the system that we live in, a high school education, a GED, is preferred. You need that in order to get a job, in order to get a job that pays a certain amount of money in order for you to live. But you don't necessarily need that to live. So if you are just going through the motions, then I encourage you to get as much education as you can. And then when you finish high school, go to trade school, find an apprenticeship. I'll also follow that up with, not every college ain't for everybody. College is not for everybody. Yes, I did say ain't. Don't correct me. And so find what works for you. And if you are a parent, I humbly say, listen to your children. When they tell you and show you what they're interested in, pay attention. We live in a very different time where companies are hiring folks without a college education and without a high school education. Those are facts, because they're hiring a skill set. They're hiring a personality. Some of you all out there listening to me right now have management skills that transcend what I have, and I've been living for a long time. You just have things that people want. And so, I encourage you to just invest in that and still get your lesson, but understand what you want to do.
All right. We got another question. This is a
Awesome.
good one.
Ooh.
Why Feet Planted? What's the meaning behind the name?
Ah, sucker, sucker. I was glad you asked. I was glad you asked.
That shout out to Danita.
Shout out to Danita. Hey, girl. Hey, D. So why Feet Planted? So Feet Planted comes from the Bible. Not, I'm being facetious. I'm using my spiritual voice here. I'm kidding. It comes from Psalms 1:1-3. So that scripture, and I'm going to summarize it. It says, "A person who has their feet planted by the rivers of water will be prosperous. Will That person who follows the Lord will be prosperous day and night." There are things that you have to do, and so I'm a believer. If you're not, cool. I am, and so I wanted my feet planted on solid ground, right? So let's just take that out of the spiritual realm and just put it into everyday practical application. Um, when your feet are planted, you are firm, you are set, and you are standing tall when your feet are planted. It doesn't mean that you're not progressing, that you're not moving, but in order for you to progress and succeed in anything that you do, you have to be sure about what you're doing. You have to be sure about who you are. You have to be planted and rooted in something that you value. And Feet Planted LLC was the name that I came up with based on that, because I want to help students be firm about who you are, Be firm about what you stand for, the why of it all, and be able to withstand all the stuff and crap that life is going to come at you with. Because trust, my supporters out there, Danita, myself, and some other folks, we've been around the block a couple times, and life is going to knock you or try to knock you flat on your rear. And if you don't have a foundation, then you're going to fall. And my concern is that some of our underserved, underrepresented students of color fall, and nobody sees it, nobody hears it, and then they don't get up. And we can't have that. So Feet Planted is here to help you when you fall, but to give you tools, practical life applications, as well as experience, the benefit of my experience through my education and work to help you reach those things, to help give you some tools so that you can excel in whatever makes you sit up and whatever you're interested in. Long answer, but that's the why.
That's all right. We got one more question. You
Okay,
ready?
dokie.
All right, let's go ahead and pull it up. You speak of motivation. Who
Mhm.
most motivates you to keep pushing? What was it about that person that kept you moving?
Who motivates me to keep pushing? So I have a mother. Her name is Dr. Karrin Mayfield. And she is my shero. She is on a long list of other sheroes. I posted about some women today from Hidden Figures. They're on my list too. But the reason that I named my mom is because my mom is hardcore. She had a stroke in 2006 that most people don't recover from, brain aneurysm. And I saw her overcome that. I saw her in the hospital, not able to speak her name, but her faculties, and that's a blessing. Her faculties was still in order. I saw her learn how to walk again. I saw her learn how to speak again. She did end up retiring because of that stroke, but she is now self-sufficient. She drives, she walks, she talks, she has aphasia, but she's doing the thing, and she's 78 years old. So I saw it. There is a statement. I'm not supposed to smack. Sorry, y'all. There's this quote that says, "I see future me," and I saw her do it. I saw her volunteer. I saw her sacrifice time. I saw her go to church and be the head of the scholarship committee. She had high standards, and so that's who encouraged and motivated me, as well as many other folks. But I'm just gonna name her.
That's all right. Um, so your cousin is actually online, Letitia Hands, and she
Hey,
actually has a question for you.
hey, Cuzzo.
What advice can you give to a woman starting over in life, wanting to go back to school and start businesses to create wealth for children and grandchildren?
Ooh, starting over. That's a good place. So I too have started over in some areas of my life. And so the advice that I can give you is first and foremost, understand that it is okay to not know information. Like there's so much information out there. There's so much we have access because we have the internet. It can be overwhelming when you're starting over and you don't necessarily know what to do. What worked for me is that I clearly understand who I am, and that came with time. So, because you're starting over, you kind of already spoke about who you want to impact and what you want to do. I'll just give you three quick things. Do some research on the type of business you want to start, Google it. And two, figure out who's doing the work that you want to do. That's one of the things I did. I have a list. I'm not going to name names, but I have a list, male and female, of motivational speakers, scientists, CEOs of company that when I see them post, when I follow them, when I hear them speak, I see myself. I'm like, I can do that. I can do that. And I see what they do and I model it to the best of my ability within the pocket of my means. And then three is find someone who is willing to show you the ropes and give you the benefit of their experience. So I believe in cold calls. I also believe in reaching out. Again, we're in that information age, and the pandemic did us a few favors with that. More people are connecting on LinkedIn. I mean, look at me. I'm on 3 social media platforms right now. I just went on 6. Never would have thought of doing that before the pandemic. Find somebody who is willing to give you the benefit of what they went through and the benefit of their experience that will talk shop to you. And and take good notes and go from there. And I'll be honest with you, some folks may want to charge you. Find that free one. Find that person that you only have to buy a coffee for, to just say, hey, let me talk to you for a minute. And be okay asking. Be clear about what you want. I'm gonna do a 3.1. Try to be as clear as possible about what you want from that person, because you may be asking somebody that doesn't have a lot of bandwidth, and just say, hey, this is me, this is what I want to do, can you help me? And compile that information, and wherever you have gaps, keep filling it until you get to the next point. A lot of people do goal setting. There's there's some folks out there that don't believe in goals, but I say have some sort of plan, because once you get the information that takes you from 0 to like 1 or 2, then maybe you can start developing some short and long-term goals from that. And don't stress yourself out. Don't beat yourself up when you don't get from 3 to 4, or it takes you long to get from 3 to 5. Be patient with yourself and just follow the plan. You'll get there for sure. And because I know you're going to get there, because you're all that in the bag of chips. So personal endorsement for me.
Love it. Love it.
Let's see where we at. We at almost at 8:30. Almost at 8:30. Any more questions?
Yeah, we got some more questions. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. How would you define success? What makes Feet Planted successful?
What makes the fact that I'm doing this live and I planned it over the weekend. Woo woo! Success. I'm transparent. Just because I'm a nerd and a geek doesn't mean that I know everything. Exhibit A is sitting over here wrapped up in a blanket. To me, success is launching out there and not being afraid. I literally said this an hour ago. I just did this. I don't even know if I'm streaming on Twitch or YouTube. I set the thing up 2 days ago. I have learned to not be afraid to try. I have been doing Feet Planted LLC for a year, and I have not been paid one time to speak. You know why? I'm not in it for the money, but we're going to change some things in 2023. Y'all gonna have to give me some coin for this. This is free now. But on a serious tip, success is being unafraid. I have a friend out there who says faith over fear. I agree with that. Go out there and do the darn thing. If you don't have a good front row, start interviewing now for your front row. My front row has made me successful. Some of y'all out there don't even know that I'm watching you, and I'm watching you do stuff. So Feet Planted to me is successful because I have had the opportunity to speak to students, to do a lot of virtual speaking engagements and talk to folks and really avail myself as a mentor. I'm available. Most of y'all know that we do 5 and 6 and 7 or 8 things, but when you are walking, I gotta slow down and say this, because I really want y'all to hear me. When you're walking in your purpose, it's not work. When you're walking in who you were put here to, what you were put here to do, is not work. This is effortless for me. For me to talk to you all, forget the makeup, forget all of that. This is effortless because it's already in me. So success for Feet Planted is that I am able to walk. If nobody pays me, if y'all get off of this live right now and be like, I'm successful because I'm walking in purpose, period. I mean, after I talk to students, the energy that I get a rush. Not because it's about me, but because I know that I'm helping someone move from A to B. I'm encouraging a little Black girl somewhere whose teacher doesn't even look at her to study harder and be better than anybody in her class. And that makes me get up in the morning. I love it. I love it. So whatever you're doing, even if it's not STEM related, walk in your purpose and don't listen to everybody. That's another thing for Feet Planted LLC. So folks were just like, your name sounds like a podiatrist. Well, fine. I can't please everybody, but I'm definitely going to try for sure. You're not going to outwork me. That's fact.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's 8:29. We got 30 more minutes to go. All right.
Hey, just know that people are really supporting in the chat. Like,
Oh,
Your
thank
tribe is
y'all.
showing out.
Thank you, tribe. So let me say something right here. I do believe in calling names. She's helping me tell me who's calling, but I saw T out there, that Jewel. Um, I have on contacts. And so for those of you that know me, know that I can't, oh Lord, I can see. I can't really see a whole lot without these things I didn't want to wear because it makes me look like that teacher from the Cosby Show.
Oh.
I appreciate all of you so very much. I do. Okay, I can take these off now. All right. So I've got this celebration thing, kind of segmented. I'm doing my Wakanda, my African dance over here, because I didn't want to just have y'all hear me talk for 30 minutes. So if you are new and you have never heard of Feet Planted LLC, I'm going to reintroduce myself. My name is Karrin Mayfield Felton, and I am a STEM professional. I'm not going to read to you or list all the places that I've worked. I am on LinkedIn. I am on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. You can go out there and read all of that stuff. At the end of the day, it don't really matter. What I love to do is encourage students to succeed in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and in life. I think a lot of people see STEM in what I do, and it's just like, math. Just talking about chemistry and physics. That is not me. That's part of what I do. Because at the end of the day, you can have all of the book knowledge, you can have degrees on the wall, but if you don't have common sense and determination, you ain't going nowhere. And that's the other half of what I do is I talk to students. I talk real talk about how they can be successful early career professionals. I have made some blunders. I have been the employee. I got a quick story. I have been the employee that didn't show up to work on time regularly. And I lived 5 minutes from door to desk late every day. Not proud of that, but I'm just letting you know that I've learned a few things over the years. And somebody out there is like, Karrin, you didn't know to be on time? No. I thought that work started when I got there. I sure did. Until my supervisor, who was an amazing manager, really classy guy, sent me an email and he said, Karrin, this is the first of two emails. The first is a warning. The second one, I'm going to have to write you up. Started showing up to work on time. So I have not always been who you see. Don't think that just because I got a nice laid wig and some face paint and I got a lot of books behind me that I've always been this person. I have not. I have been the knucklehead. I have been the person at work that would be in a meeting and just not pay attention. And as soon as they say, Karrin, what do you think about it? Huh? Huh? And have to make something up. I have been that student who needed to study for 3 hours for one assignment and was too proud to ask for help. Didn't want anybody to think that I was stupid. So I struggled by myself. I have been that person. I have always been also been the person who wanted to quit school, who wanted to drop out and just get a job, which is okay personally. So it hasn't always been this way. And so what I love to do is share my experience and just let people know you don't have to have it all together. And the people who look like they have it all together don't. I don't care what you see on social media, LinkedIn. I follow people. I like their posts and I love and give high five and I celebrate folks, but trust and believe. If we could turn back the clock 20 years, we would be a hot mess, most of us, if not all of us. 10 years, 5 years ago, we were a hot mess. And so to be transparent and to talk about the mistakes that I've made, both professionally and personally, is very, 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 very important.
Good question.
Yes.
All right. What is your tactic for reaching the older generation that may be interested in STEM?
Oh my, that's a really good question because most people think I've actually heard so many folks of the older generation say I'm too old to be going back to school. I can't do this. I told you a story earlier about my mother who had a brain aneurysm. They had to learn how to think, talk, and walk and speak at the age of early 60s. You are the only limitation to your capabilities. Let me tell you that right now. And I say it slowly, not to insult your intelligence, but so you understand you are the only one who limits you. So if you are older and there is a degree, a certification, or a program that you want to enter into, whether it's technical or non technical, because there is such a thing as soft skills, please do that. Because what you have is the benefit of living longer than most people, which usually comes with some common sense. And if you need to um, give yourself some credibility by taking a class or again getting that certification, or if you want to get that doctorate, master's, bachelor's, associate degree, go for it because we need you. We need all of that experience. We need the person who has worked, raised children, raised grandchildren. We need your patience. We need somebody. Let me tell you this right now. I don't mind telling you my age. I'm almost 50. I don't have no problem with that. God allowed me to see 49 and I'm happy about it. But we have some knuckleheads running around. We have them as our managers. We have them as our coworkers. We actually go to and patronize businesses where you see a person is just like you could benefit for some mentoring. You just need an auntie to just kind of pull you to the side. We need your experience. That was the only reason I said that. And I'm not an ageist, but please don't cancel yourself out because every company is looking for someone with staying power, someone that can lead. I've heard someone say, I just gotta share this. I've heard someone say that we're all leaders. There's a leader in everybody. Some of the leadership skills that I see are sleep. So it's in you, but it's quiet. It's taking a nap. And when we have men and women of age in the workforce who are actually able to pull out of people what they don't see, that's priceless. So if you are a company out there and you don't have more senior people on your roster, especially in leadership, shame on you. You need that wisdom in the workforce. So I say go for it. All of my answers are gonna be long, y'all. Don't think that look here. My father back there in that picture was a talker, and I'm his child. There ain't gonna be no short answers on here. That's why it's only an hour. That's why it's only an hour because I can talk. But that's the advice that I would give. We need you. Point blank, period.
All right. Quick comment. Your bonus son is watching, Isaiah.
Hey! Look here, y'all. I have three bonus children: Georgia in London, Isaiah in California, and Miss Janae, his little sister in California, and I love them all very much. Isaiah is smart as a whip. That boy was programming stuff when he was like 12, 13. Very smart young man. I am excited about what is in store for you. The world is not ready for all that you have. Please don't doubt yourself. Don't believe it because I'm your bonus mom. Believe it because it's true. Love ya. Mean it. Okay. Where we at with time? We at 8:38. We're at 8:38. So, some of the questions that I had on here, you all have already asked. So let me just recap. Not even recap. Let me just explain what we're doing here. A year ago today, I launched Feet Planted LLC. It took me 4 months, actually 5 or 6, to even get the courage to think that I could do this, to think that anybody would care or anybody would listen. And I'm excited that up until this point, oh, it's poor connection. Up until this point, I have been posting. I don't share all of the speaking engagements that I have, but Feet Planted is more about STEM advocacy, science, technology, engineering, mathematics. It's about encouraging a group of people, not a specific group. Well, maybe a specific group. I do lean into more of the BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, because um, this environment don't like us sometimes, and it's easy to go into an environment one day and come out thinking you can't do stuff. And because I have, no, first of all, because I'm brown, okay, clearly, and because I'm female, I have managers, mostly white men, that think I'm a unicorn, that think that, oh, she's got a master's degree in chemical engineering. Where do we get one of those? Nah, bruh, they make them every day. There are a lot of folks out there, a lot of students out there killing it, doing well in school, but there are also some that need a little extra help. And that's why I'm here. So if you are interested in bringing me to your classroom, interested in having a mentoring session with me, my information is on my website and I'm going to give it to you. It is www, easy to understand, KarrinFelton.com. KarrinFelton.com. And you will see all of my contact information at the bottom. And you'll learn some stuff about me in between. But at the end of the day, I believe in mentorship. Mentorship was the difference between me being on the back of a milk carton and me sitting in front of you right now. Somebody mentored me. Somebody said, "Come here, let me talk to you. Let me tell you that I see greatness in you, but you don't see it in yourself." And so that is powerful. And I want to share that, infuse that with as many people of any age that I can. My desire, so we're going to roll right into one of the topics that we haven't hit on yet, is what to expect for Feet Planted in 2023. So, it's been a year. A lot of it has been curating messages, telling folks who I am and what I'm about, and consistently putting my name out there on social media, my name and my experience, because I really don't believe it's all about me. I hope it does not come off that way. It really isn't. It's about the support and the opportunities that I have been blessed with to go from a graduate student who literally almost quit to a manager of what, 2,000 engineers at a command, managing STEM programs at two different commands, to now working for a major tech company. I didn't get there by myself, and I'm not bragging. I'm just letting you know that the journey has been awesome. And so I have put out there in the air that I am here as a resource. I'm here as a servant. I want to help you. I want to help your organization, and I want to encourage folks to reach that much further, especially when the world tells them they can't, when they don't have the family support, and when they self-reject. That's when I want to show up for real. I'm a problem solver because I'm an engineer, but let me tell you, that is where I want to influence. And so what I am hoping for, what I am going to pursue in 2023, is I'm going to do less of this talking over the keyboard, and I want to be in person. I want to do workshops. I want to, she's over here kikiing. I don't know what she's kikiing about. I want to actually get into the school systems. I want to do a lot more mentoring, so that I can support. And oh, by the way, it's not just me. One of the blessings of this journey is that I have peers. I've worked for pharmaceutical companies. I've worked for the Department of Defense, and now I'm back in the private industry. And along the way, I have developed so many relationships. I think that if you're interested in anything outside and including STEM, I can name two people that I can connect you with. That's another thing that our BIPOC community doesn't always have, and that's access. And so I'm not talking like I'm all that in a bag of chips, but my opportunities have afforded me the ability to know somebody that is actually pursuing that degree, that's actually the CEO of a company, that's actually the dean of an institution. I mentor two young ladies at my alma mater, Norfolk State University. Behold the green and gold. And they are seniors right now, and they're applying to grad school. And I just happen to have friends that are deans and that attend those schools, that I'm setting them up with informational interviews on right now, so they can know how to situate their applications. I can help with that too. So there's resources. I want to provide people with resources. Again, I'm not the phone book, But let me tell you, but two pennies put together, we can come up with somebody that can help get you some answers. And so next year, 2023, that's what I want. I want to do that. And oh, by the way, let's be clear. I'm not quitting my job. I need the coin. I do need to live. There are people and places and things that rely on me and my husband. And we've got to keep that income going. That's another thing about having resources and a support system, is that you can work a full-time job and do this on the side. And at some point in the future, whenever it is deemed so, then I will do that full time and I'll be okay. But until then, I'm going to do my 9 to 5, and then I'm going to spend the remainder of my time living on purpose and chasing after the next person I can serve. And you can put a pin in that. All right, where are we at? It's 8:45. It's still a celebration. We got 15 more minutes to go. What's happening?
Take your time. Take your time. We good.
We good? Okay. We good?
By the way, other people are saying take your time too.
Okay.
Like Danita co-signed me. Take your time.
Take my time. Okay.
Yes.
I'm not trying to rush off of here because I didn't mean y'all to hear me slurp. The water was a little too close to the top. Excuse me. I'm not trying to rush, but I am one of those people that just don't believe in being on a platform for too long because y'all got stuff to do.
Oh,
Okay.
and you're getting a lot of love for your glass. Your cousin and
yes, yes. Okay, so again, talking about connections, I follow Black and Kim on Twitter, and they saw one of my posts and they sent me this. So Black and Kim, thank you so much. It is clear. It smells like water, and it is water. Just for y'all checking on me, it's water.
But
I
now,
promise you.
but now,
don't listen to her. It's water. It's gonna be water. All right. I just have to say that I'm just excited to celebrate today. I didn't know a year was coming. The year came up here pretty fast. First and foremost, I said it was going to be fun. So let me just get off of Feet Planted for a second. How many of y'all are waiting for fall to get here? It was 80 last weekend. I'm not sure what season we're in, but it's boot season. I'm ready to wear my boots and my sweaters. What's going on?
Dakira Andrews Graham just joined us. DJ.
Hey, DK, how you doing? So I'm gonna give her a shout out because for two reasons. One, she went to the illustrious Norfolk State University, and I recruited her when I worked for Marine Corps Systems Command into the SMART program, science, mathematics. No, not science, mathematics. I forgot what SMART stands for. Science, mathematics, and research for transformation.
There we
go. That's the job I left. Okay, but she's an amazing person. I'm gonna talk about her for a second. I'm glad you came on, DK. And even if you leave, I'm gonna still talk about you. So I remember the day that, as part of my job, I had to go in and recruit for Marine Corps Systems Command in Quantico, and computer science, cyber, that field, oh my gosh, is taken off. It's just really taken off. And I knew that I wanted to make sure that my alma mater, just like all of you all professionals, don't judge me, had representation at their place of work. And so I looked at her resume. This child had 3.67. I think that was a GPA at the time. It's probably higher when you graduated. And when she talked about some of the projects that she was working on, I was just like, you smart. So I'm not just saying that because she's on here. Very bright young lady with a very, very, very bright future ahead of her. So I'm excited for you, DK. I know great things are coming for you. Yes. Spartan Pride, you know it, DJ Aaron. DJ Aaron, you know it, behold the green and gold. I do have to say that HBCUs were also part of my experience. My mother and I also share the same alma mater. She was there as a student, taught there as a professor, rose to the ranks as a dean. And when I went there, she was still working there. Historically Black College and University, for those of you that don't know what HBCU stands for, amazing institution. So I don't care if I get off script. I don't really have a script, but Feet Plant. There, I don't know if there would be a Feet Planet without my HBCU education, because those were formidable years where I was on a campus where men and women were invested in my education, invested in making sure that I was successful. And I'm not saying that you can't get that at an HBU. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that HBCU love is magic. It's absolutely magic when you can see men and women that represent your culture doing it and leading and just expecting excellence from you. It's a wonderful thing.
Mhm.
What was your alma mater?
Mine,
Yeah.
the HBCU one, the illustrious Alabama Agricultural and Mechanical University in Normal, Alabama. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right.
All right. she emphasized some words.
The marching
Okay, we not finished.
maroon and white. Yes, ma'am. Thank you for asking.
Okay. So if you are out there watching and you are representing HBCU, even if you're not, it's okay. It's okay. Please feel free to put that in the comments. We would love to see and hear. Are there any other questions? So I was advised to not rush. So if you have any other questions about me or Feet Planted, I would love to answer them. Because in 2023, you're going to have to pay me. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. So I'm going to. Oh, wait a minute. I see VCU.
Mhm.
Who is that?
Little Miss Gina.
Little Miss Gina, VSU, Virginia State. When I went, oh, hold on. Oh, my little sticker over there. I believe in receipts. Excuse me. Nope, I'm not just going to tell you that I voted and not show the sticker. The reason that I am showing this is because the beautiful woman that checked me in this morning was also from Virginia State. And I went to vote in my Norfolk State sweatsuit, pants, and a hoodie. And we talked. Norfolk State came from Virginia State. So that is cool. So you are the second person today that I've interacted with from Virginia State University. ODU. Got to give ODU some props. Not an HBCU. However, they hosted many football games for Norfolk State over the years. I actually, as a chemistry major at Norfolk State, when the library was full or closed, we would get a ride to ODU and study in their library. Absolutely, it's right across the way in Norfolk, Virginia, and that's another thing too. Study habits. I actually learned a lot from meeting students outside of my racial demographic or my demographic. You know, I wasn't afraid to step outside and study with folks that didn't look like me. HBCU love all the way, but there's something to be said for stepping outside of your comfort zone, and I was able to do that at ODU. There was someone, we were actually, true story, we were actually checking out the same book. I had to take organic chemistry. Tough class, really tough class, and I just needed some extra time. I told you it took me 3 hours to get what would take some 1 hour. And this young lady and I were checking out the same book, and she was just like, "When you finish, can I use it?" And I was just like, "How you doing in this class?" She's like, "I'm doing okay." I said, "Let's come sit with me." explain the problem right here. And we actually, for that evening, we had a good relationship. We actually went over some problems. She was a white young lady, and we weren't, best buddies. I don't think I saw her after that day, but that was my first introduction to asking for help and being vulnerable. And that's not easy. It's not easy to admit when you don't know something. I don't care what subject it is. It was hard for me. But I think the fact that we were checking out the same book and we had something in common made it easy. So message, we have a lot more in common than we have different. So don't be afraid to make those connections with folks that are from a different background, demographic, field of study. We could do more together than we can apart. As much as I have talked about Feet Planted serving and targeting BIPOC, Black, Indigenous, and people of color, we need allies. We need allies of all races, colors, and creeds. And so if you are in a job in the classroom, students, parents, I'm talking to you because children learn the behavior from y'all. So I'm hoping I'm helping somebody. If you are not surrounding yourself with a diverse group of people, I need you to start what you're doing. And like I said, start interviewing for board of directors. If you want a tribe, start looking to meet and experience other people and other cultures. It's important. It's very important because when they being someone not like you learns more about you and you learn more about them, you see what you have in common. And let me tell you, that really, really helped me in some tough spots. Because I'm here to tell you, I worked for Corning. I'm gonna name names now, but it's okay. I worked for Corning Incorporated in Canton, New York, in 1997. And I was the only person of color in a plant of 400 people.
Oh.
The only. The only. No person of Hispanic heritage. It was me and 399 Caucasians. And what I learned from that experience is that they didn't know what they didn't know. I mean, it was cool. I got invited to dinner. I got invited to people's homes. It was a little scary at first because I was like, yeah, I don't know, I don't trust you. But those experiences really helped me step outside of my comfort zone. And so I encourage you to just do that, even now, regardless of where you are. It's helpful.
So we do have some questions. Before we go to the questions real quick, I just want to say, Aaron put North Carolina A&T. We're talking about
Aggie pride, because I know your daughter's there. Aggie pride. I have a lot of friends that are Aggies. I wanted to be an Aggie. Can I depart real quick?
Yeah.
Top 3 schools when I was a junior, senior high school: Spelman, North Carolina A&T, and I want to say Virginia Tech. I love Norfolk State, but because my mom was there, I really wasn't on my list. But let me tell you, I didn't test well. Again, full transparency, y'all. I'm smart, but I got blind spots too. My SAT score was trash. And back then, that SAT score was everything. If you didn't have a high SAT score, you were not getting scholarships, and that is probably still the case today. And I missed a full ride because my SAT score I was not as competitive as I would have liked to have been. But yes, I wanted to be an Aggie. If there's no so green and gold, there's no excuse. Like, I wear the colors. I wear one of the colors. So can I be an honorary Aggie? I think so. Okay.
And then real quick before we get to the question, I just want to let you know your cousin, Letitia, she said, "I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. And I can't wait to see all the things you will be blessed with in the future."
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Cuzzo. We're supposed to hook up too. We got to put that on the calendar.
So we'll get into the questions. All right. Let me go ahead and put this one on up there. So what is something or anything you have overcome, and how?
Something or anything that I've overcome.
And
how? I have overcome being in a room full of predominantly white men and women and sitting in the back. And that this crosses any kind of job because there have been meetings that I've attended where I wasn't necessarily the facilitator. My topic wasn't the main topic, and I would sit in the back. I would sit on the side, like, if the door opened, I was probably behind the door close to it. Like, you didn't know I was really there. And a lot of that had to do with confidence about speaking up and being present. And I went to a conference, 7 years ago now. And the speaker said, "Why are we sitting in the back? And your name is not, why are you sitting in the back? Take a seat at the table." And a lot of times we don't take a seat at the table, one, because we don't want anybody to ask us anything. We don't really want to talk. Or two, because we don't think that we have or add any value. So I would not only not sit at the table, but I would also not say anything. And I learned that I have a voice, and I don't always have to have something smart, or I don't always have to have the answer. But if some company, corporation is writing you a check and depositing in your bank account, clearly you're there for a reason. Don't just suck up the oxygen. Don't be an oxygen thief in the meeting. Sit your butt at the table. And if somebody asks, are you, because I've had this happen, somebody's like, are you speaking? You know, do you have, are you, no, I'm sitting, the table, the seat's empty and I'm sitting at it.
Mhm.
So learn to be present and have something to say, because oftentimes the presumption is that we don't. And we fulfill that when we don't say anything, and we especially fulfill it when you go to the meeting and you're not prepared. And then when you do get the opportunity to have some airtime, you ain't got nothing to say. Don't do that. And that was a lesson that I had to learn. Not only do I sit at the table, maybe not the head, but I sit to the left or to the right, and as much as I can, I prepare so that if I'm asked, I will have an answer. It doesn't have to be the best answer or whatever, but you, at the end of the meeting, Karrin Felton is gonna say something for sure.
I know that's right. Real quick before we go to the next question, DJ Aaron said having a husband who picked the wrong football
Ooh,
team.
so my husband is a Giants fan, and my father back there, bless his heart, he passed away in 2016. Was a diehard Cowboys fan. So I now am a Cowboys fan. So yeah, poor husband. They got a good record now, finally. But anyway, I digress.
We'll go to the next question. From Danita, as you know, I have a daughter in ODU. I'm at ODU. It's time for her to graduate, and I think she's a little nervous to enter the real world.
I understand.
What would you say to her to encourage her to not be afraid? That's a good one.
It really is a good one. So there are a couple of ways that I'm going to answer this. I'm going to answer it from the standpoint of understanding and being comfortable with who you are and what you've learned. You are not going to go into any environment after school knowing everything. Matter of fact, they wouldn't hire you if you knew everything. Why would they? They need diversity of thought. They need the benefit of your ability to not have the answers, because a person that doesn't have the answers sees things so differently from all the people that have been there for years and years. I don't care what job she has or is interested in. She needs to understand that wherever she goes with that education, because I don't know her very, very well, but I know she's a smart young lady. She's going to add value because she hasn't been there. That's one thing that people don't realize. And I'm learning that. I started my job 6 months ago, and people keep asking me, Karrin, what do you think? And I'm like, I don't know. They want to know what I think because I've got fresh eyes. So first and foremost, she should be comfortable because she's going to walk into that situation with fresh eyes. And two, the world is a little scary. Sometimes depending on, interviews and depending on where you work, I would encourage her to set a stretch goal of every quarter reaching out to someone that she doesn't know from a can of spray paint. That means an email. That means first of all, hopefully she's got a LinkedIn profile. If not, I can help with that. But reaching out to somebody that is in a field that she's interested in without knowing who they are. And I say stretch because if you're not the type of person that is comfortable reaching out, it's hard to do. But that helps you when you are starting a job or going into the workforce and you just don't know anybody. And sometimes you don't want to know anybody, virtual or in person. They're both the same. I would have that as a stretch goal. Reaching out to somebody that she does not know and introducing herself, because that takes some confidence to be able to say, hi, saw you on LinkedIn, saw your profile, saw you speak. You don't know me, but I'm so-and-so, and this is what I'm interested in. And I just wanted to say hi, or I just wanted some information. I think that'll bolster her confidence to be able to step into the unknown.
Yeah. All right. That's it on the questions for right now.
Okie dokie. No more questions. It is 9:04. If you are just joining me, my name is Karrin Mayfield Felton. I left out the Mayfield in my name below. And I am the owner of Feet Planted LLC. I'm also a wife, a bonus mom, a friend, a daughter, a cousin. employee, and I have added owner to a list of descriptors for Feet Planted LLC. And I am here celebrating my 1-year anniversary, November 8th, 2021. I stepped out and said, I am going to put myself out there as a motivational speaker, as a mentor, as someone who's been around the block a couple times, and present myself to offer advice and just to really help companies and schools and organizations with their audience to help prepare them. And that's where my heart is. I have a teacher's heart because 2 teachers got together and made me. So I am also the product of a coach. You see that basketball back there. Father was a prolific coach, just an amazing coach. He had an amazing record. And so I learned a couple things from my home environment on how to encourage and inspire other people to move beyond where they are and achieve greatness. Not because it's easy. I've had to do the hard things so I can help people do the hard things. And that's what I love to do.
We got another question.
Awesome sausages.
Before I get to the question, real quick, Danita said that her daughter, she did her first interview, got the position after the first interview.
That's what I'm talking about.
She was just very nervous. So just want to put that out there.
Yes, congratulations. She's gonna do well. Quiet people. She has a spirit that's just it's sweet. It is, and we need that. We need that. We need talk-a-lots like me, and we need your daughter because they really do have a perspective that a lot of us don't have. I really appreciate that. Let me know next time I talk to you where she's working. I'm curious.
So the next question. Now that you see how successful your business is, what would you tell 35, 40-year-old Karrin that wants to start a business?
Well,
that's a good question.
It is a good question. So fun fact, 35-year-old Karrin did start a business. I was laid off for the 3rd time by a company. I won't say their name because I'm not mad with them. And I was unemployed for a whole year. And during that time, I started my own graphic design business. So all of the posts, the videos you see, that's a team of one doing that. And so I started that business. And what I didn't know then that I know now is you don't have to do it all. Get some help. Ask for help. And one of the things that I did not have at that time was maturity. So I would get frustrated when people didn't see things my way, or I would probably have a disposition that didn't lend itself to being too customer focused. And because of where I am now in my life, I have a servant's heart, and I am okay with you disagreeing with me, because at the end of the day, one of us will learn something. And I'm still working on it. I'm not quite there yet. Clearly I won't be because I'm still here, but that's what I wish I knew. I wish I was more patient, more understanding, and just had the ability to see both sides and not be so assertive of my will and my way. I get that from my dad. Just saying. But yeah.
That's awesome. That's it on the questions for right now. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming if you got them. It is a celebration. If I knew how to play the music over here, I probably would. Let me see. I'm just gonna press play. This song I posted on one of my posts is called "Do What I Do" by Lady Bree, Making a Move. She kind of sounds like Lizzo, but she's not. She came out before Lizzo, actually. But when I heard this song, it really encouraged me to do what I do. Feeling good. What you want? Feeling good. What you got? Feeling good. I'm gonna do what I do. Always. I'm always gonna do what I do. Even when I'm tired, I'm gonna do what I do. Put it all together. I'm not gonna sing for y'all. I'm not doing that. This isn't that kind of show. Yes, she's talking about I feel marvelous. Glorious. There I go. That's another thing. I'll put that on pause. One of the questions that I was in a training for Marine Corps and the Navy, and a member of the audience asked one of the members of senior executive service what they did when they felt nervous. And he surprised all of us. This was his answer. He said, before I walk into a room or a meeting or any situation, he says, I play my theme music in my head. And I was just like, theme music? What theme music? And so he said, and I quote, find a song that's your jam that embodies who you are or who you want to be and play that in your head. And so I've got about 3, but this is one of them. Making a Move by Lady Bree. I'm going to do what I do. And so before we started this live, I played it in my head because I don't know if any of this stuff is going to work. I mean, I appreciate y'all being here, but I just didn't know. But I played it in my head, and that's what I do. I encourage you to find that track, and when you feel nervous, afraid, whatever, play it on repeat in your brain.
You got Danita saying you better sing.
Hey, that's right. Oh, I saw your text message. We're gonna talk about that later.
DJ Aaron, he said "Bad Girl" Usher.
Ooh,
now that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Because I can shake what I want to shake to that.
Yeah. This was tea I was sipping. All right. Again, I'm just going to keep the thank yous going. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for celebrating with me. It's not easy to balance. Balance is that word. I'm going to stop using the word balance because to be honest with you, there's not really a lot of balance sometimes. I think what we do is what we're passionate about for that season. We go hard in the paint. And then when that season changes, something else replaces it. So it's more of a toggle. Like for my basketball people out there, it's that shake and bake. You just do what you can do for that season. So I am thankful and grateful for all of you who have seen me tired, who have been on the other end, perhaps, of maybe a short text or a tired response. Please charge it to my head and not my heart. It's definitely been a journey. I have no regrets. In 2023, though, in all seriousness, I do plan on moving a little different. I am coming up on the mountain. Like this isn't a sermon, I promise you, and I'm not. What's the king? Dr. King. I'm not king. But in my life, I'm coming up and going down. So I'm not 20, 25, 17. No, I am going to really focus on taking care of myself a lot more than I have been. Because in order to show up for the people that I'm supposed to serve in 2023, I've got to be on my game. I've got to be rested. I've got to be in great health. I was about to say good health. No, I can be in great health, and I'm working on it. And I just believe that. I believe that as much energy as I have with you all right now, and as much as I can prioritize posts on my phone, I need to walk. I need to do some of those things for me. I need to spend time in my word. I need to spend more time in fellowship, more fun. That is another key to success. You can grind till there's nothing left. I'm not even waiting for 2023. I'm having more fun now, to be honest with you, but I definitely am going to do all of the things so that I can be ready when the opportunity comes. That's another thing that's my pet peeve. We do a lot of talking. And then a year goes by, and then you tell yourself, man, if I had started a year ago, I would be here this year. Not doing that anymore. I'm doing everything that I can do right now, because the worst thing that could happen is the opportunity comes and Karrin is not where she's supposed to be. She's tired. She's, not thinking clearly. God has given me everything that I need to not only serve him, but serve others. And she's going to be on point. Believe it. That's something that I really am focused on, is being a better me. And not just for Feet Planted, better wife, better friend, better daughter, all of the things. So
So you got a great support system.
Time is a thief.
Yes.
Yes. Amen, Kenya. Yes, it is. Time is a thief. So,
You got DJ Aaron saying, great job. You've inspired so many people. Congrats on your journey.
thank
Danita
you.
saying, congrats on all of your success. Love you, and she'll support you to the ends of the earth.
Thank you. Love you too.
She had fun asking question. When is the next one?
When is the next one? So let me tell you. Now that I've done the first live, we gonna go live a little bit more often. And to be honest with you, to celebrate, I'll put this out there. I don't have a date yet, but part of the celebration is to give back. And a colleague of mine who is also like-minded, who's a sister in the trenches in STEM, she works for Northrop Grumman. I'm gonna call her out because she's amazing. She helped me come up with an idea to actually do a free resume review live with registration. And so I'm going to put that out there. Be looking for that to come either in December or in January. And it doesn't have to be STEM related. Between she and I, we have we have 70 years of experience. So we're in the business of looking at resumes. We're in the business of editing. I do a lot of writing on my job, a lot of writing. And we are going to actually offer our services to review and give feedback on any resume from the person that registers. So please stay tuned for that. It is important. I'm going to share an experience real quick. The company that I work for, again, you can find out who that is on LinkedIn. I volunteered to attend a workshop at Howard University not too long ago. And I was provided the resumes of students that were in my major, similar chemical engineering and some biology. And I had the pleasure of reviewing their resumes. Now, it's okay to make mistakes. Trust me. This is not calling anybody out, no hate or anything like that. But at that age, I did the same thing. Like I didn't know how to put a resume together when you don't have any experience. And that's one of the things that I really want to encourage to. If you don't have to have a job, it's great if you do now in the field that you're interested in. You can be a leader babysitting, you can be responsible being a barista. If you drove a bus, that means that you know how to not only manage, you have life, like you're driving other people's children around. Like there's no position, there's no job that you may have had that you can't glean some sort of experience or positive notes from. And the challenge with a lot of folks is that they don't see themselves the way other people see them, and they don't know how to put that on paper. It does not take 13 pages. If you have a CV, which is a curriculum vitae, or if you have a PhD and you're doing a lot of research, granted, that's required. The resume, this is free, y'all. The resume is what makes people want to talk to you. So tell them who you are. Stop using these words that people don't understand. Acronyms and you're not spelling them out. This is free. Stop doing that. Tell people exactly who you are. Even if you don't have the experience, it's okay because it's all right. And so we want to help folks look at themselves from a different lens, not I did this and I did this at this workshop or I did that. Tell me what kind of character you are. Are you a self-starter? Like, can I miss a day of work and come back and your work is done? Like, are you reliable? Are you trustworthy? Do you show up on time? Like, those kind of simple things that I think that we miss. My colleague and I really want to help students and early career professionals kind of word that appropriately so that they can get the looks and then the calls. And then after that, they actually get to meet you. So you have to show and prove now what they've seen. So that was free. I'm not sure it'll be free next year. So take that. I'm getting some noise over here. So just had to adjust. So yeah.
Your cousin saying I need that, Danita, that summary cover page.
Ooh, Oh, and by the way, y'all, the folks that my dear friend, I'm gonna stop calling her a little bit. Her name is Jocelyn, is mentioning these are professionals too. So when I said that I know people, I know people in STEM and out of STEM. The people that are commenting are actually in fields like they've got long careers. They're in HR, like they have children and they're community leaders. So you don't have to be in the STEM field. I just happen to be in the STEM field, but it doesn't matter where you're applying or what you're doing. A lot in this virtual age, I mean, you need to be ready at a moment's notice. And what's important is you need to be able to communicate with confidence and with the receipts. And a lot of times our students don't are not equipped to do that with confidence. And that's what we need to bridge that gap.
Cardell saying free 99.
Free 99. This is free. He's another professional.
It's here with great takeaways.
Thank you. Thank you, T. Thank you, T. All right. Any other questions? How we doing? The moderator over here.
We good. No more questions.
Okay. I am going to call it at 9:30. I most certainly am. You know why? Because I work today. And as much as I love talking to you all, I know when the exit stage left. So in the last few minutes that we have, I am not going to give you a spiel because I've done it a few times. But what I am going to do is to tell you how you can reach me. My website is Karrin Felton, KarrinFelton.com. And on that page, you will see the services that I provide, the workshops, the opportunities, where you can find me on social media. I share with you. So you've heard me talk about both of my parents. They're on my page. I didn't just fall out of the sky with these kind of ideas and thoughts. I was groomed. I had experiences, and I talk a little bit about that. Is what the young people call receipts. Like, I'm not just here, just talking to be talking. I have the experience and the know-how. I know what I'm talking about, y'all. I really do. And so if you are interested in having a conversation with me, I do offer mentorship. I have Zoom calls with at least 4 or 5 women throughout the week at different times because they have questions, they have issues, and I avail myself because I've had to call folks a time or two after hours and say, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, something is happening. And if that person hadn't answered the phone, I wouldn't be here. So I make myself available for that, for sure, in person or Zoom. Um, and you will also be able to see my social media platforms. I do want to post less and engage more, but I also believe in motivating and meeting people where they are, which is why I have a Twitch account. I used to be a gamer. Fun fact about me. I used to go home and game, and my husband has all the games downstairs. I played those games too. I loved them. It's how I actually was able to calm my brain before I started my homework. I played an hour on all of my games. But it's why I'm on those platforms, so that I can reach you where you are. If you look at my post for Hispanic Heritage Month, I featured a young man named Medina. His last name is Medina, who works for Halo. Like, he's a Hispanic man that majored, I believe, in computer science, but is now like started his own nonprofit for gaming. So there is no field that STEM doesn't touch. I'm telling you right now, there absolutely is none. So if you're interested in activities, I'm gonna call Tierra out there. When I tell you, if you want some fun, Tierra, Ezu, they got the games, they got everything. You can make an impact on any environment that you're in with the tools that you have at your disposal. So I just think that that's an amazing thing. And so I put myself out there so that people can know how to reach me. Not everybody calls, and that's okay. I do some funny stuff on TikTok because I'm a little cray cray. And I comment about the cray things that I see. I'm not trying to be anybody that I'm not. So please know that who you see right now and who you see on TikTok and who you see on social media is me. I am all of the things. I believe in showing up 100% who I am. I can't be anybody else. It's too tiring. It takes too much work. I can't do it. I'm me all day, baby, all day. So engage. If you have questions, shoot me an email. I am here and have the desire to support and serve. So if there are no more questions, I just want to thank my friends and family and strangers for supporting. And truthfully, if nobody had come on here, it would still be the same. I probably would just say some more crazy stuff, but you all bless me with your questions. You are a blessing to me in my personal and professional life. And I thank you. I learn from you. You all don't know it. I'm not going to name names, all of you. I learn from you. I really, really do. And I appreciate it because we are in this journey together. We are better together. I stole that from El Boogie. All right. So it is 9:25 or 9:29. I would know what time it is.
25.
25, yep. Because I don't have my papers on. I don't have them on. You know why? Because I look like Miss what's the name? That
Miss
teacher.
Westlake.
Miss Westlake. Because I look like Miss Westlake from the Cosby Show. I'm cuter though. I'm cuter than Miss Westlake. I'm just kidding. I'm playing with y'all now.
You got a message rolling in. Thank you. We appreciate you from Danita.
Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. Love y'all. All right. So I believe in leaving on a wonderful, positive note. I'm looking over here because I'm going to finish playing my theme music. Thank you so much. 1 year. No. 1 year. I'm putting the wrong number of fingers. 1 year for Feet Planted LLC. I am ever so thankful. Thank you. My God is apparel. Thank you. Next time I need to wear one of her shirts, y'all. Y'all got to get her shirts. My God is apparel. She's another entrepreneur, mamapreneur. Well, she does everything. So thank you so much for spending the evening with me. Next time I go live, I'll try to do it at a time that's not gonna make me fall out when I finish. But it's all good, all love. I feed off of you. I love life, and I live on purpose, 100%.
When you're down, many more to go.
1 year down and many more to go. Thank you from your mouth to God's ears, honey. Many more to go. Who else? Let's see. Awesome job. Thank you, Cardale. Thank you so much. Closet introvert, not introvert, he's extrovert. I'm gonna put your business out there. Brainiac, smart guy, awesome dude. So again, seriously, thank you so much. I have enjoyed just being here, hanging out, and I will not leave before I thank this woman right here, who's my little sister, and my Jocelyn Coleman. Another brain, a smart person. Just surround yourself with smart people. Throw a dumb one in there, maybe a little bit. Smart people mostly. And my husband, I'm being funny, y'all. These are jokes. My husband, who is in the basement, always supports me. Always supports me. And in 2023, when I post a YouTube video, I need you all to listen to the music. I'm going to play it a little bit longer because he does amazing beats. You can follow him on SoundCloud. Find any of my older posts, and his SoundCloud link is in them on YouTube. He's really very, very talented. And he comes up with some knockers. He really does. Headbangers. Well, what do young people say? Give me some words. Knockers, headbangers. What? I don't pretend to be young. I don't pretend. I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Music that you like to listen to. I don't pretend. I am who I am. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful evening. She's still showing me stuff.
Your cousin.
Thank you, Cuzzo. If you're in Alexandria, there's no reason why we haven't gone out to eat. We need to link up.
And you gotta have a ride or die.
Yes, gotta have a ride or die. Gotta have y'all know the definition of ride or die. I love it. Thank you all so much. And have a wonderful evening. Y'all be blessed and stay tuned for more fun and good things coming from Feet Planted LLC. Have a wonderful night.
Yeah.